I actually um, suffered a miscarriage a long time ago, and I always kind of felt like I wanted to do something to make that whole experience different. And I had always thought that I should use my photography, something that gave me such joy, to do something good. I just never knew what that good should look like. So, around the time my daughter had her loss, I started hearing about On Angel's Wings. I kind of sat on that idea for a while and talked to another photographer, and she kind of gave me the nudge. So I signed up, and I signed up to do emergency shoots. Wasn't sure I could do them, but thought I'd try. And my first session was hard. It was actually an older child who was being removed from life support, and it was hard to deal with. Made it through the shoot, went back to my car and cried for a while. Didn't know if I would really be able to keep doing it. But that thought was still there in the back of my mind, that I was doing something that was making that experience different, not easier. Nothing can make it easier, but I was doing something that was making it different. Giving them something to tell their story and know that there were people out there that cared. But on a personal level, it was just that thought that I was giving them something that they wouldn't have any other way. I was giving them something that they could look back on and remember. And I know it sounds cliche, but over time your memory fades, and those things aren't there anymore. And at least you can pull out the pictures and you can look at them and help to remember. You know, right now, while it's fresh in their mind, they may not want to look and think and deal with. But later on down the line, they at least have that to pull out, and it gives them something instead of nothing. I mean, it's not easy, I'm not gonna lie. I've walked away heartbroken a bazillion times, and pulling those pictures out and editing them is not easy. But I just keep that thought in the back of my mind that 27 years ago I walked away with nothing. No proof that that life even existed, and I wanted to make it different for someone else. You know, we go in, and a lot of times, since I do the emergency sessions, I go in and I meet these families at a really difficult time, and you do what you can, and you take the photos, and you go away and you edit them, and as an emergency situation, that's my part of it. But then on Angel's Wings, in addition to that, goes in and provides these families some support, gives them some encouragement, provides them other little trinkets and tokens all the time to let them know we remember. And, you know, everyone has a story, regardless of how short or long that life is. Everyone has a story. And we're there to help tell that story and keep that story alive, and let those people know that we support them and we remember and we're there for them. Taking photos for them is a very intimate thing. And you have to be aware of their emotions and how it will be for them. I always tell them if they want to stop at any time, we can. And just try to be mindful of the fact that you're entering their space and you're going into their time, and they don't have much time with this child, and so your interaction with them needs to make sure and be mindful of that, and aware of the fact that this is a very difficult situation and you're entering their time and their space. And it's not a to direct them, photo shoot. It's let them do what they need to do and almost be a fly on the wall and try and capture that. If you look at my refrigerator over there, you'll see a picture of Owen. He was an emergency session, wasn't supposed to make it. Look, I'm gonna cry. I went to the hospital to take photos of him, and he wasn't supposed to make it. He was born without a skull. Most of those children usually die during childbirth. Somehow, he made it, and he just celebrated his year birthday. And so throughout his whole year, I have taken photos with him and his family. Took him as soon as he went home from the hospital, and then when he turned 6 months, and then when he turned a year old, and then at his birthday party. And his family is amazing. Talk to them frequently, Facebook friends with them, have a lot of communication with them. You don't get those miracles very often. You don't get those walk away and there's later going to be more. And he has made a huge change in my life. In the whole On Angel's Wings is supposed to be about celebrating life and encouraging hope, and a lot of that celebration of life is just telling their story. That encouraging hope is Owen. You don't get that very often. And so, whether it be the rainbow baby or that baby that makes it far beyond what anybody expected, we want to be there with them. We want to let them know that we're always there. It's not an easy sell. Most people don't want to step up and do that, don't want to put themselves in that position, because it is a lot of heartbreak. I mean, I've left numerous times heartbroken. But what we're giving back is something that can't be replaced, is something that without us there would never take place. And it's rewarding to know that you are giving these families something that they would never have otherwise.